What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Les Alex here, and we have a interesting matchup for you here in the fourth and final round here at Impact Gaming Center. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Thank you all so much for watching here. If you're watching on Twitch, make sure to hang out. Thank you. We appreciate you. But if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell icon so you don't miss out on content like this. Alrighty, we've got... So you mill some cards here with this one. It's just mill 4, pretty much. That's what this card does in Bin's deck. But that was put into the bin off of the Surveil hand. Shifting Woodlands, one of the new cards. That's kind of one of the whole... The whole point of the deck there is going to make an Eldrazi token. So basically what Bin's deck wants to do is it wants to mill an Omniscience into the graveyard. All right? And then from there, you're going to use Shifting Woodlands to copy it. And then from there, you use Karn, and you go get... I forget the name of the card. It's 4-drop. When it enters battlefield, you return a permanent from the battlefield to the controller's hand. So you bounce that over and over and over again until on the last time you bounce Karn back to your hand. You replay Karn. You fetch out Aetherflux Reservoir. And then Aetherflux Reservoir, your storm count's like 1 billion, and you win the game by blasting your opponent in the face for 50. That's the deck, pretty much. That's the deck. Bryan, on the other hand, much more straightforward. Wants to play frogs, wants to kill him. He's got a Stoic Sphinx as well, which is a flash flying. I think it's a 4/5 or a 4/4. And I believe when it's untapped, it has hexproof. But yeah, this is a crazy matchup, folks. We didn't want to put on our 3-0s because we've already had Lincoln on several times tonight. So spread the love. Spread the feature matches out a little bit. Yeah. Been here explaining what the backside or the Reflections of Kiki Jiki does. Force of Negation after that. Gonna pitch the counterspell with the Force of Negation. And as always, please pay attention to their life totals as I'm commentating, running the 1s and 2s, interacting with chat, so I don't always have life totals up to date. Alrighty, back to Ben. Traverse the Ulvenwald. Any land or any creature, since he is delirious. Ben just said, I know it's a pretty bad tutor, but Seasoned Pyromancer. Drown in the Lock is going to counter it. All right, back to Ben, or back to Bryan rather. Gonna play an island and pass on back. Here is a one ring to rule them all. Will it resolve though? Does not look like it. Here's a counter spell. Shifting Woodland, the land, and pass back. And here's a one ring of his own for Bryan. Bryan gonna draw and put a counter on the one ring. Watery Grave, pass back. Didn't quite see what Ben drew there. Here is Big K. Karn, the Great Creator, gonna come on to the battlefield. Gonna minus here. Gonna search his sideboard. Liquid Metal Coating. Gonna sacrifice the Eldrazi spawn and cast Liquid Metal Coating. I'm gonna start picking off Bryan's lands here. Pretty cool card. I really like Liquid Metal Coating. Like, just the design of it, the fact that it can give any, like, it's a top-down, beautiful design. Coat the thing in metal, it becomes an artifact. I love that. Very simple design. And when paired with Karn, it's super good. Yeah, he said slows you down and then eventually Stone Range. He slows you down and then Stone Range. Pretty good, pretty good. Here's a frog. And pass back to Ben. Not sure what Ben just drew there. He has a Gristlebrand in hand. Another Shifting Woodlands. Target that Watery Grave. Watery Grave going to hit the Ben because it becomes a 0/0 artifact creature. I think he has a Traverse the Uvenwald there. Ben just going to pass back. I think Bryan's attacking Karn. Bryan can discard some cards here. So Bryan draws off the frog trigger. Gonna activate, make Shifting Woodland into the One Ring. Activate the One Ring. Gonna draw a card. Into the turn, it stops being the One Ring. So he doesn't take the damage. That's brilliant. Needs to find a way to get this Gristlebrand into the graveyard somehow. That way he can just make one of these woodlands a Gristlebrand. We have a Surveil land. Probably start there. Just kidding. Traverse the Ulvenwald. And again, it grabs lands or creatures. And a CZ peasy. So this will be a way, if it can resolve, to get that Gristlebrand into the graveyard. Let's surveil. Didn't quite get a good look at what that top card. Here, Seasoned Pyromancer. Bryan consults the hand. Does he have a counterspell? Discard 2, draw 2. Oh, he's got an... Ben's got the Omniscience in hand. I didn't even realize that. Omniscience and Gristlebrand. Pretty good. Yeah, Evan says the jig is up. Yes, it absolutely is. Gonna up Karn. Gonna take down another liquid metal coated land. Frog flying. No blocks to the Karn. Killing Karn. Bryan gonna draw off the frog trigger again. So now Ben needs to draw another Karn. Like, you could copy Gristlebrand, draw 7. Draw 2 off of One Ring. Seed of Hope. Mill 2 cards. You may take a permanent from them, and then you gain 2 life. And that's just what the doctor ordered there. Omniscience. Bryan says, okay. Sounds like it's going to be bad for me. Seasoned Pyromancer for free out of the hand, thanks to Omniscience. Bowmaster. Gonna deal some damage here. Pyromancer trigger. Boseiju and Windswept Heath going to the bin. Draw 2. Gonna shoot the other Seasoned Pyromancer with the Bowmaster trigger. Here's the One Ring. This is getting Force Negation, I think. Yep. Another Pyromancer. What if Hills gets discarded? Ooh, and he did find the Karn. Easy peasy gets eaten. Making a Goblin Shaman. And here's Karn. And this could be the game if Bryan doesn't have any interaction. Because that Shifting Woodland, again, is an Omniscience. Omniscience, in fact. It just gets a bridge. Bryan says no cards in hand, huh? All right. Back to Bryan. Can't attack. Sunken Hollow is now an artifact, so it cannot be targeted or activated. Children. And Bryan passes back. Fable Trigger is currently on the stack, folks. Omniscience is the target with the Shifting Woodland activation. Seed of Hope. Takes Karn. Pretty good 2 cards to hit there. Minus Karn. Aether Flux Reservoir. Yeah, so this is basically like Storm. Every single time he casts a spell, he gains 1 life for every spell cast before it. So when you cast 2, second one, you gain 2 life. Third one, you gain 3, and so on and so on. And then it has an activated ability. You can tap it to deal an opponent 50 damage. So now he's going to go to his sideboard with Karn, and he's going to get this card here. When it enters the battlefield, you get to return a permanent to its hand. He's going to cast this over and over and over and over again thanks to Omniscience. So that'll keep his quote-unquote storm count thanks to Aetherflux Reservoir going higher and higher and higher. He'll gain a ton of life and be able to shoot Bryan in the face for 50 damage. Bryan. Oh. Return it to his hand infinitely if it resolves. This deck's nuts. I actually really like this deck. Most of the decks, Ben, if you watch this after the fact, most of the decks you play, my friend, I am not a fan of. But this is actually really sick. So yeah, Ben's going to cast that a bazillion times in a row and then activate the old Aetherflux Reservoir and kill Bryan. So there you have it, folks. There's game 1 here in round 4. Again, both of these players are 2-1, so this isn't our grand finals. We had Lincoln in that match, and he would have been on camera for 3 times tonight. And yeah, we wanted to get some different folks on. Holy smokes, look how I gotta freaking get that down. Look at that. All right, but yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. We've got a couple more games here, maybe just one, but Bryan's going to be on the play. And yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out. If you're watching live on twitch.tv/Impact Gaming Center, thank you. We appreciate you. If you're watching after the fact on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell icon, and turn it to all. That way you don't miss content like this. Head on over to impactgamingcenter.gg so you can purchase some fine luxury cardboard. But yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out. I do appreciate it. We stream every single Friday at 7 p.m. Central. We're located at 49 Ludwig Drive in the fantastic Fairview Heights. So if you're in the Midwest, come on out. Come on out, because we've got a ton of space. Looks like Eric, one of Bryan's buddies, is leaning in, having a chit-chat with him. But yeah, look how big the space is. There's so much room for activities. We have 22,000 square feet. As you see to the right, behind Bryan's right shoulder, or left shoulder rather, that's an entire wall devoted to Warhammer 40k, Kill Team, and Age of Sigmar. And then we've got our TCG accessories, and then down the line we've got sealed TCG product. We've got a ton of cases of singles from Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Star Wars Unlimited, Lorcana, and One Piece. But yeah, come on out. We'd love to see you as these players finish up sideboarding, hopefully soon. I'm going to kick it down to the battlefield. Put my headset back on so I can hear the players. Ben goes, I'm playing Karn, so I mostly have a Karn board. Bryan's like, yeah, sure.
was like, most likely it would end up in my sister's room, and then they thought it was hers. So I packed up those binders and sent them to my sister. So then her house was close by this. Yeah, it's like so far away that I can't just like go over and be like, can I read your shit?
Yeah. You have to really like set up a time or hope she stumbles on it.
Every time I go to like a business trip or something like that, stay at her house just for the purpose of like, I'm gonna tell her to sleep. Yeah, just read around some stuff. I think I found the box the last time I was there. There was like underneath all sorts of stuff in the wine cellar. It's like,
Okay, I can't mess with this right now.
because it's just throw stuff in there. It's just fall.
And if you're doing it while people are sleeping, that's a way to wake them up. You know, put stuff in the wine.
You'll be able to play, right? Just make sure.
I'm just letting you folks listen to this story about how Bryan has a collection of sliver queens that he can't find.
Not last.
Okay.
I did let the players know they were mic'd tonight, so. Alrighty. I will turn the volume down on them a hair. Both players going to draw 7. And Ben going to take a mulligan. One bottom, one top. Or put one on the bottom, rather. And we are off to the races. Here is a preordained for Bryan. Scry 2, let's see what we got. Ooh, bottom for Bryan. Bryan needs to get his frog on the table fast and start beating Ben's face in. Otherwise, it's going to get real rough. If this game goes to the later turns, I think we favor Ben here. Windswept Heath pass back to Bryan. Another preordain. Going to take a look at the top 2. One top, one bottom. Swamp. Crack a fetch. Down to 19 goes Ben. It's going to get a commercial dress district and get a surveil happening here. Woody Footy gonna crack a fetch. Mill 4 gets a permanent. Gonna take the 1 ring. And make an Eldrazi spawn past the turn. Back to Bryan. Bryan passes.
Yeah.
Does Ben play around a counterspell here, or do you just jam the One Ring? Just jamming the One Ring. But yeah. Counter spell, white border. Love it. Bryan's got all different versions of every card. I don't know if everybody's noticed that, but. Serum Visions. Gonna draw, then it gonna scry. I'm gonna keep both on top, it looks like. Here's a frog. Water Grove pass back after the frog. Ben has a Karn in hand, I believe. Shifting Woodland. He's got 2 Karns in hand. Gonna grab Karn. Gonna consult the sideboard. I believe that's a liquid metal coating that he flipped to the front of his sideboard. I'm gonna grab One Ring, the One Ring, in fact. Gonna go to hand. And a pass back. Bryan gonna take a draw step. Bryan gonna flick through his cards. As a reminder, Ben is up 1 game here in this 3-game set. Shieldred's Edict gonna take down Karn. Take 1, draw 1. Bryan will draw a card. Bryan contemplating what he wants to do here. If he wants this to resolve or not. Looks like it will. Omniscience, Seed of Hope, Karn. That'll get Omniscience into the graveyard right where Ben wants it. 3 mana, that's going to... And this is going to eat a counterspell, I think. Drown in the Lock. And right back to Bryan. Frog gonna knock Ben to 16. Another frog. Shifting Woodland attempting to become omniscience. This is a cool deck, man. Yeah, that's fine, says Bryan. Karn. Just till end of turn. Karn is fine, says Bryan. Or as he refers to himself, B. Ryan. Ancestral statue. Cast statue. Ben's going for the win here. I don't know if Bryan has any counter spells. If he does, counter the spell. Trigger on the stack. Shieldred's Edict. Karn gets bounced. Cash grab. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Gonna take the Karn. Play the one I just got off of cash grab. Tormod's Crib. He's gonna exile his own graveyard. Oh, that's beautiful. Then he can use the other Karn to get the ancestral idol back. That's brilliant. Play this Karn. All right, it looks like Bryan's F6, though. So now. Gonna get statue from exile. We're gonna play statue. We're gonna try to do this. Bounce it infinitely until 100,000 times. On the last one, Karn's gonna get returned. Gonna cast Karn. Gonna minus. Gonna get Ether Flux Reservoir. Pay 50 life. Deal 50 damage. GG. Casting, well, he's casting the One Ring. 100 million. Attempt to reservoir you. Bryan says, that's fine. So there you have it. Ben going to take it down with Omni Woodlands. Very sweet deck. Hey, listen, Ben. Again, not always a fan of the decks you play, but this one was a joy to watch, a joy to commentate on. Thank you, everybody. That's the tournament. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're watching on Twitch, thank you so much. Twitch.tv/Impact Gaming Center. Every single Friday night at 7 p.m. Be here or be square. If you're watching after the fact on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell icon, and set it to all so you don't miss out on content like this. And check out one of these other videos that are popping up. Hit up impactgamingcenter.gg for all your Magic the Gathering and tabletop gaming needs. I appreciate you. Until next time, I will catch you all on the flippy flop. Adios, everybody.